what's happening internationally. What about locally? What's going to happen to our schools as the prospect of school closures becomes a real possibility? Well, one school in Dorchester seems to be ahead of the curve. Prince of Wales Schools launched as a virtual school so that the kids don't miss out if they're not allowed in. Gary Spracklen is the head teacher. He joins me now. Gary, good morning.
Good morning.
Very nice to talk to you. Is this something that you had in place even before coronavirus became a thing?
Well, we've always had a rich digital ethos here at the Prince of Wales School, and we like to use technology to engage and innovate learning for all the pupils here. But obviously, with the potential threat of closure, we're looking at ways in which we can make the most of that to continue learning for our children.
So what would that mean? And bear in mind that school closures are still a ways off in this country yet, but let's say that the Prime Minister said as of Monday, schools in Britain will close. What will your pupils and your teachers be doing on a day-to-day basis?
So we're all set to go with a comprehensive and inclusive remote learning package, which will include a blended approach to learning. So we're not expecting children to sit in front of a computer screen all day and just have a one-to-one dialogue with the teacher. We've already prepared a range of activities in which we can encourage community-wide, family-based learning. And I think there's a real opportunity there. And look, we're not in the business of closing schools. You know, I'm a head teacher. I want my school to be open. But in the event of enforced closure, I think there's an opportunity for families to come together around learning opportunities. And perhaps, you know, for the first time, parents will take on a new role of direct consumers of what's happening in the classroom, because they may tune into a lesson that's being broadcast live and then go off and complete some activities together in their living rooms or in their homes.
Gosh, there's a real insight, though, into what could happen. Because, you know, it's great that children will continue learning, but I'm thinking that there are teachers who might have thought, hey, I'm going to get a prospect of a couple of weeks off here. They're going to have to carry on teaching. And also parents of children who all of a sudden are going to be expected to be present at home, teaching and educating their children in what could be, I guess, a shut down environment.
Yeah, and I think, you know, there's a challenge there, but there's also an opportunity. There's an opportunity to consume and feedback and shape the future of what learning looks like. And I think, for me, you know, in other countries, quality online learning is now a right. It's not a privilege. You know, there are states in America where children will spend part of their time directed to online learning, and a lot of learning in the workplace now is based online. So it's great to prepare children for those methods of delivery.
Yeah, we were talking to a GP from Weymouth in the last half an hour, and I asked him about morale amongst the staff. I'll ask a similar question to you, but maybe about the children, because you know when there's a big international news story, often it'll be terrorism, and you hear parents sort of struggling to explain that story to young people. I wonder what it's like for your pupils. Are they aware of coronavirus? Are they worried about it?
Yeah, they're really aware, but we've done some education around that. We found some great resources online that have encouraged children to have a good understanding about what the virus actually is and what the potential impacts could be. Not looking at it from a kind of scaremongering point of view, but just from a public information point of view. And obviously that having a greater understanding then promotes better public health, because it's encouraging the children to wash their hands. And we can tell them to wash their hands, but actually giving them an education and giving them an understanding of why it's important is really powerful. And we've been sharing some great content, and we've been having those discussions in assembly and not being afraid to address the difficult questions, really, because we all have our part to play in limiting the spread of this disease.
Yeah, I just can't help but think there's going to be a whole generation of children here who'll grow up to be really good hand washers.
Yeah, well, that's not a bad thing. It's something that we already promoted, but obviously we're specifically keen to promote it even more at this time.
Gary, great to talk to you. We'll stay in touch, okay?
Great to chat. Take care.
Head teacher Gary Spracklen there from the Prince of Wales School in Dorchester. 13 minutes to 8. Thank you for your calls and guesses on a